election integrity ranks in the top 3 issues that are most important to Americans across the board. I mean, this is Republicans, Democrats, and independents. This isn't a partisan issue. This is an election integrity issue. When we allow someone who is not legally authorized to vote in this country to make decisions that are incredibly important to the safety, the security, and the economic viability of Americans, we undermine and undercut the value of each and every individual vote, whether Republican, Democrat, Independent, or whatever. So this is extremely important to both sides. This isn't a political issue, or it shouldn't be. This should be an issue that I would venture to say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we would not be having this debate on a partisan basis. We would be looking for solutions to make sure every American, regardless of race, creed, religion, whatever, that their vote counts and is not discredited by someone who should not be voting. We have a couple of bills that are trying to address these, and Mr. von Spakowski, I want to ask you about your thoughts regarding Representative Roy's recently introduced SAVE Act. I know he's trying to address this. We have the ACE Act that we've worked on for a long time in this committee. Regarding the SAVE Act, do you think it gives states the right tools to prevent non-citizens from registering to vote?
Yeah, of course they do, and the impediments that have been put in their way to prevent them from doing that need to be eliminated. By the way, can I just say very quickly, all these claims that, for example, states requiring proof of citizenship is somehow going to suppress the vote, keep people from voting, that's exactly the same kind of mythical claims have been made against voter ID for more than a decade, and yet the turnout numbers show, particularly in your state of Georgia, first time in a presidential election ID, 2008, the turnout numbers show it did not suppress votes. You've had record registration, record voting of all voters, including minority voters in your state.
And if I may add on to that, the voter ID requirement, my understanding, and you may confirm this, is that is a bipartisan issue. It ranks very highly among Democrat voters as well. Am I correct?
Yeah, the polling universally, and it doesn't matter whether you go to a Rasmussen poll, Washington Post poll, the polling shows that Americans simply don't believe this idea that somehow it's going to keep people from voting. Overwhelmingly, voters say that's a common sense requirement, and it doesn't matter which political party they're a member of or what their race or ethnicity is.
Voter rolls, I think, are the key to most of this. And I hear of quite often people telling me they've moved out of state. I hear from people that have moved from Georgia, from another state, and they're still getting ballots from their previous state. Does the SAVE Act go far enough with their mandatory list provisions, maintenance provisions?
Oh, I think it's a good start on helping to fix that problem. There are more things that states could be doing. As Secretary Byrd can tell you, Florida, for example, is now entering into agreements with other states to compare and share their voter registration data to, in fact, find people who are registered in more than one state, which that is a problem, and more states need to be encouraged to do that.
You touched on this a few minutes ago, and it's regarding databases.
Right.
Are there additional databases that states should have access to get the information they need to remove non-citizens from the rolls? I mean, you've already talked about jury duty, but what databases should they be able to access?
Well, we've mentioned the SAVE system. We've also mentioned E-Verify. But those who think that's enough, it isn't. And the reason for that is, look, DHS is going to have in its records aliens who are here legally, aliens who are here illegally who have been detained. But aliens who have gotten into the country, have never been detained, never been processed, are not going to be in it. And in fact, again, if you look at this report from 1998, the committee says, look, we found 820 aliens who were in the INS records who were registered to vote, but this only documented aliens. They said that leaves open the question, well, how many aliens were registered who had never been processed or caught by the INS?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And let me just close with this. My time is up. That what we're trying to do here is to ensure that an election not only can't be stolen, but the accusation of that will never happen again. I yield back.